My intro is always like, if somebody's pissing you the fuck off and you just so tired of it, this song is for you. You see that one fan smack her whole arm, sit and grab the rail, smack a bitch to death!
Thank God I ain't have to smack a bitch today. Fucking God, smack a bitch today. Thank God I ain't have to smack a bitch today.
My name is RICO Nasty, and I am a scream rapper. I never wanted to be Maria. Like, I always felt like my name was boring and that it didn't fit the craziness that I was inside. I was at school, I wore a lanyard around my neck and it said Puerto Rico, it had the Puerto Rican flag. This boy, his name was Ralph. He used to just always call me Rico, and I had did some shit. And he's like, damn, Rico, you nasty. Rico, you nasty shit. Rico nasty, Rico nasty. And I was like, ding, ding, ding. My music being rejected, my nemesis. Sleeping alone in my living room, crying to my mother. Telling my mother I wanted to be famous. And now look at me. Look at me, ha ha. I feel like all of my teenage experience came when I got to public school. I think boarding school just taught me like the rebellious things that I probably didn't need to learn so young. They were trying to make me into a robot, literally. The day I got expelled, wow, I can literally feel the belt smack my ass. But it fucked me up though. Like any kid watching this, it fucked me up because senior year, I'm trying to apply for school and I never got accepted into college because I had an expulsion on my record. Like, people don't take that shit lightly. Like, especially for bringing drugs on a campus, you're applying for a college. Come on now. They don't want nobody like that on their campus. So my boarding school was in Baltimore. Completely different accent, completely different fashion, completely different music, and I had grown accustomed to that. So when I came back to PG County, I talked like I was from Baltimore. I dressed like I was from Baltimore, and they are just looking at me like, this girl is giving me anxiety. Why is she dressed like that? My mom is like, what are you doing? You know, I remember the first time I wore black lipstick. I wore it to school. I had my fucking fringe bang. I looked like that kid from like Turn Around and Die. She was like, you don't get picked on at school looking like that? That's something that kind of stuck with me my whole life. I did get picked on, and I didn't care. I always had tough skin. Like, I always kind of left out the house with a chip on my shoulder. Like, hey, look, bitch, I'm here though. I'm alive, bitch. Fuck it. This is what you're doing, lip liner or eyeliner? Any liner, it's quiet as shit. Niggas ain't concentrating. Because when you're different, anything happens. There's no home for you. There's no ritual. It's just you different. You don't play by no rules. Like, I remember when I first started listening to rock music, I'm like, hey guys, I know you never heard of this, but I am the first person to discover this, and this is the fucking future, and that's how I'm approaching 13-year-olds, and they're just, you are a nerd, you are weird, we do not care, you probably worship the devil. I felt like I was a loner and I was different and I was the outcast, and I loved Nirvana and I loved David Bowie and I loved Def Cab for Cutie, and that was what I listened to throughout middle school to kind of like get me through. And Paramore, like, I thought people would like Paramore. Like, I was so confused, and I'm like bringing my friends Paramore and they're like, did you see that? I was like, no. If you looked different, you would have people looking at you different. So I kind of like got addicted to it at a young age. You know, you watch the movies and the girl walks in and she's like so cool. She don't follow none of the rules. She's slow motion and shit, like the girl of their dreams. And that's how I wanted to be. So I just always wanted to look different. Once Tyler came out, it was just like, oh, bad. There's people out there just like me, bitch. Like, my sense of humor, everything. And then that's when I kind of like found friends that like the same things as me. I just be happy that like when another black girl does this, she won't feel so different. I take pride in it. Like, I'm proud to be Black alternative girl because I know that there's a lot of other girls that are like me and they're probably afraid to be whoever they are and who they want to be, but I make room for that. Anytime a black woman does something, it's like, that's a black girl, that's a black thing. Like, I don't like that because I'm literally just a girl, but I take a lot of pride in being black. So if you want to add that there too, then bitch, yes, bitch, the baddest black girl to ever do it, period. That's that black girl magic, hello? My stomach had been hurting. I was with my dad, so he took me to our urgent care. I just took like a little pee test and the doctor was so happy. I don't know what she thought this was. Like, I'm pretty sure she could see my age when I signed in. So I don't know why she was so happy, but she comes in the room. She's like, so, everything's great and you're pregnant. My daddy like, bitch, you having sex. He told me everything is gonna be okay. He said, just all the stuff that your father should say. I'm not gonna lie, when I went to go find out the sex of Cam, I went to an abortion clinic and I was gonna get an abortion. When I found out how far along I was, I didn't want to get one anymore. I felt like I had a purpose. I mean, like, I graduated high school. I didn't get accepted into any colleges. I didn't have shit to do with my life. And no, obviously, if you're watching this, it's not an excuse to go and have a baby, but, like, I knew that there was purpose. Cam is the best thing to have ever happened to me. And if I would have found out earlier, I probably would have handled it differently. But I didn't get the chance to. Is it snowing out there? I have a freestyle on SoundCloud. It's called Bricks, and I basically did that while I was pregnant. So people was like talking shit about me. You still trying to be a fucking rapper and you pregnant. And I'm crying to my friend, and I'm like, yeah, like I can't have a baby and be no rapper. My bitch Kelsey was like, bitch, everybody has kids. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, if you're gonna be a rapper and that's how you're gonna make money, then tell these bitches mind your business. I would never forget the first time that I held my baby in my arms. Like, it felt like I was always a mom. I know that there's a lot of girls that think it's cool to have babies young and they look at me like, yeah, she just got pregnant and she just had the baby, and that's not what happened. I found out late and I manned up.
I met her after I DM'd her on Twitter.
The first message he ever sent me was, do you still rap? And he's like, yeah, we should go out to eat. And I was like, I can't. And he was like, why? And I was like, oh, because I'm like 8 months pregnant. And he was like, what? And then I showed him my stomach on FaceTime. He was like, you definitely gotta go get some food. Like, you got a whole person in there.
I've been talking to her every day since.
When I had Cam, he was working at the dollar store. I was working at the hospital. And he bought these like dollar store speakers so we could record music.
We started putting everything into the music because it was working. That was the only thing that felt right. There's a lot of ways to make money. There's a lot of ways that you could spend your time doing stuff. But when you feel something is like, this shit is actually fun to do. You know, it's hard to have a job or to do something that you really enjoy doing and you make money from it and you spend time with the people you love. And it's not even that I knew that she was gonna be a star. I just know that she's important. She's different. She's creative, thoughtful, caring. That's what you need to be a star.
Took the paper route. Bitches hate no WWE. I smack them down. I'm so tired of these bitches just like me trying to take my style. But I can't act like that shit don't make me proud. Yeah, we at your doorstep about to take you down. Ha.
I never had a person just like invest so much into me. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything was about me. We appreciate you, Malik. We love you. People just don't like me because I'm confident. They just don't like the fact that I do what the fuck I want. I wear shit for attention. Like, people don't like that, but that's me. That's who I am, and I don't care if you don't like that. It's like a certain type of thrill I get. Like, even wearing the spikes or anything, like, I feel more uncomfortable when people are staring at me and I look regular than I do right now. I just look for some shit that I never seen before. And sometimes you be looking crazy. But like, that's why I have Haley. Because if I ever see anything that's too crazy, but I still have never seen it before, she always has something to match it.
We've been working together for like 3 years.
She worked with me on my first big budget music video, which was Blocklist.
The goal is always to be fierce, to be fly, to be the most. I remember she brought a lot of stuff that I was like scared to wear because it was shit I never saw before. So I'm wearing it, and then Blocklist, people are like, oh my God, this outfit, girl, this looks so fly. Like, you look so fly. What we wore today was like some more indie stuff because I feel like all that kind of like happened this summer with like Black creators and Black people and supporting each other and everything like that. I feel like we stepped into the plate and we're trying to like pull more from Black designers. Shout out to No Not Nothing for starting this trend. He will get his credit. Savage Fenty is major. Like, that's like the new Victoria's Secret. So when Savage Fenty says, you know, we want you a part of the show, like, girl, I don't give a fuck if my foot was in the shot. I don't even care. I was crying my eyes out, like, and I was also crying because I was like nervous because I just was like, are people gonna like my body? I'm gonna have to like walk in front of all these fucking people, and like, it didn't even matter, honestly, because Rihanna thought I was sexy enough to walk on her fashion show. So at this point, if you guys don't think I'm sexy, I don't care. The first time that we were ever in the same room together, she was standing there, and I tried, I dead ass tried to like walk around her so she wouldn't even see me. And I walked up, and she just made eye contact with me, and she opened her arms, and I freaked out. I was like, hi. And she was like, hi, sis, you look amazing. She like looked at me like I actually looked amazing, you know? Like, oh, I could cry. I fucking love Rihanna. Like, when you hit a certain level of success, it's almost like you don't have to try. You don't have to make a little girl from PG County's dreams come true. I'm like a little ant to all the big things that she's done. But the fact that she made me feel so big, like, she made me feel so special. We gave each other a hug, and she smelled so good, and it didn't feel like, I've hugged a lot of celebs, that's gonna sound so weird, but I've hugged a lot of amazing people. But hugging her just felt like, oh God, like, bro, I fucking matter. Like, I'm seen. Like, what the fuck? I love what she does, and I also love how some people were just like, you know, you're gonna show your titties. She's like, what, my tits make you uncomfortable? Like, damn. Well, I love making people feel uncomfortable with the shit I wear. When I'm dressed like that bitch, I feel like that bitch, and the energy kind of comes out. I love making people like, ugh, she's scary. I don't want to talk to her. She looks mean. And she likes doing that with sexual things, but it scares you, it intimidates you. Like, she's just so hot. I know that I definitely did try to make a lot of music going along with the police brutality shit that was going on. But then it came a time where I just felt like, this is what we're reading. This is what we're seeing on the news. This is what we're talking about when we go out to eat with our families. This is what we talk on the phone about. This is what's on our Instagram. People dying. Police brutality. People getting shot broad daylight. For me to put this in my music, you know, you are what you consume. And I can't give my people bad fruit. People are shooting innocent black people for no reason. Why go put this in the music, huh? Why? Because you want to seem more relatable? You want the people to know that you're still there? No, fuck that. You give them people something that make them want to get up and dance despite all this shit going on right now. You give those people something that they can party and dance to even though they just lost their grandma or their aunt or somebody that made them so fucking happy. That's what you do. That's how you give people power. Not by giving them the same shit that they seeing and hearing everywhere else. No. We teach them and we showed them that, bitch, with power, there is no pain. The happier you feel, can't nobody take that shit away from you. So I vowed in the studio during quarantine, I would give my fans and the people that I love power. So what, you think that me making my little music of, oh yeah, this is sad and I can't do this, and you think that's gonna help them? It's people out here who lost every fucking thing you can imagine. They lost their job, they lost their house, they lost their car, fucking shit, lost food in their belly, bruh. They lost everything. They need to hear bitches at your door like Girl Scouts. They need to hear let it out. They need to hear shut the fuck up. They need to hear that. I personally believe y'all need to hear that shit. I'm sorry, bro. Like, for real, it's too much loss in the air for me to giving y'all an album that just sounds sad. Y'all don't deserve that. We're already sad. So I sucked it up. I sucked up all that sad ass shit. I was like, no, I'm a bad bitch. You can't kill me. My fans are bad bitches. You can't kill them. And despite all this fuck shit going on right now, we will rise and we will rage until the end of time.
Thank you for participating in the Hunger Games.